Hello students, this is Professor McDonald. This is going to be a course introduction video. I just want to introduce you to the course a little bit, introduce you to how to manipulate Canvas, move around in and out of it to get to the assignments and the items and files that you need to access. Just to make sure, if you're listening to this, this video, you should be in Maymester. Introduction to Terrorism Studies, CRJ 2010-800. It's a 3-credit course. As information, I am not in the office very rarely during the summer, so you need to email me. I've put my email address in the syllabus if you need to contact me, and I check my emails frequently, and so that is the preferred way, and really over the summer just about the only way to get up with me. Couple of quick comments. Number one, if you have not been enrolled in a Canvas course, then you need to. You need to learn how to access Canvas. It's a course learning management system that the university is using to replace Blackboard. As professors, we are converting our courses to this new system, and as students, you need to take whatever tutorials are available here at UNCP to make sure that you're able to manipulate the system. And if you have any questions, do not contact me because I'm surely not the expert. I'm learning along with you. Contact the Information Technology Desk, and they should be able to assist you and get you to the right individual. Real quick, the first two things that you need to do before I actually walk you through the course here, you're actually looking at a screen on Canvas. The home screen on Canvas of our course is number one, you need to obtain the textbook as quickly as possible, and you should have that available on day one because, as you know, this course goes very quickly. It starts on Monday, May the 7th, and it ends on Friday, May the 18th. So this is essentially a 12-day class. You'll be busy. That's why the university only allows students to take one course in a Maymester, and they only allow professors to teach one class. The second thing, and again, Essentials of Terrorism is the textbook. You can get it at a lot of sources. The bookstore definitely has copies. I've used this textbook on multiple occasions, and so there should be plenty of used textbooks available. I like the book. It's the author is well respected in the field of terrorism studies. I actually have an opportunity to be a reviewer on his textbooks, and this is one that I had the privilege to review as well. Now, the syllabus is your roadmap, so the first thing you need to do, in addition to obtaining the textbook, is to download and read the syllabus. This way you'll know what the course content is, you'll know what the schedule is. I've set up the syllabus in such a way to introduce the course to you. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and I'm not going to bore you with that right now, other than I'm a little unique at the university in the sense that I'm not a pure academic. I'm a retired federal agent, and after I left my job retired as a criminal investigator, I then went and did work with the State Department, training government officials and law enforcement officers in terrorism-related and criminal justice-related topics overseas at multiple locations. And I'm finishing up my 8th year at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke in the Criminal Justice Department. And I've got all the policies and procedures as to how we do exams. Exams are open for 24 hours one day. And the reason I do that is because this course moves so quickly, you have to be really on top of your schedule. You have to have a day planner. And if I leave these tests open for 2 or 3 days, what will happen is you'll have one test running into the other. So I've traditionally opened the test up for 24 hours. That should fit everybody's schedule. Due to the fact that you'll have 6 tests in this class and the course is only 12 days, you'll have a test about every 2 days on average. Other information in the syllabus that I'm not going to go over is honor code, that sort of thing. You can read that on your own. This is a criminal justice class. I expect the highest integrity of your work. not only on tests, but in the one written assignment that I have in this class. I've also explained my grading scale in the course if you haven't had a class with me before, and these things are all detailed in the syllabus along with course requirements and along with a daily course outline. So I tell you exactly what your requirements are every day. And in the class itself, you'll have 6 exams, which the textbook has 12 chapters, so this boils down to an exam for every 2 chapters. The final exam, which is exam 6, is not cumulative. It'll only test you on the last 2 chapters in the textbook. You'll have 1 writing assignment. It's a practical exercise writing assignment, which is where we utilize the Global Terrorism Database, which is an open source database that is funded by the Department of Homeland Security at the University of Maryland. It's an outstanding resource that's used not only by academics but primarily by practitioners in the field at all levels. In this particular assignment, it's an introductory assignment. It's relatively simple, but you need to know how to access the database. And so to make this simpler, I've provided practical exercises that you can practice. I've also put together a tutorial which shows you how to manipulate the data using your cursor. You'll see it when you turn on. It's like this. It's a video that shows you exactly how to extract data and information from the database. I always use this database in my introductory classes, and students that take additional more advanced terrorism classes will have the opportunity to use it again as well. So all your grades will boil down to the 6 exams, which count for 90% of your grade, and the practical exercise, which counts for 10%. And you can read, and I expect you to read the remainder of the syllabus with all of the course outline. Now I'm going to use the cursor here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how to manipulate and get information in the database itself. Again, this is the home screen, and as I scroll down, you'll see Canvas uses modules, and for this course, each module is a day. So day 1 would be the same as module 1, and that's how I've decided the assignments. As I scroll down, you'll see that there are 12 days. Now, to access the information you need for each day, you'll click right here, see this little arrow, and then that shows you everything that's available. So on the first day, there's your syllabus that you can download. I have a PowerPoint that I've included for every chapter. For 11 of the 12 chapters, I even have a YouTube video where I provide a verbal explanation of the slides and more depth and insight into the chapter readings. I highly recommend that you use this resource. For the practical exercise, you'll be using the Global Terrorism Database, as I've told you before and I explained in the syllabus. This is an information document on the database. These are some instructions and a practice exercise that includes the answers. So you definitely want to do this before you attempt the assignment. And this is a tutorial that I've put together, which is like this video that shows you how to use your cursor and go in and out of the database. The database contains open source information on terrorist attacks throughout the world from 1970, and the database is complete up through 2016. Probably this summer they'll upload the 2017 data. It's a very interesting resource. And then your first exercise on the Global Terrorism Database is located here, and you'll see the due dates in the textbook. That writing assignment opens up on May 7th, which is the first day of class. It is open for approximately a week. It'll be due no later than 11:59 May 13th, which is a Sunday. Now, since this is the only writing assignment, and I do this historically in my own classes, I do not accept late work. So get this work done on time and submit it on time, and you have to upload your answer through Canvas. Do not email me your papers. Now, there's a textbook companion website for students. I encourage you to use this. I've got some online testing tip document on that. I have a writing rubric in here, but that's since this is a unique exercise, there's not going to be a lot of writing in this class. The exercise itself is extracting data. But that online testing tips document, that's important for you to read, because the way I construct my exams is you see one question at a time, you answer it, and you go on to the next. You're not going to see all the questions at one time, and you can't backtrack. And unfortunately, in today's world, we have to do that to limit the opportunity for cheating. Now, my plans are you'll see your grade when you take a test, but you won't see what you got wrong. The day after a test closes, I will open up I'll give you a time factor, maybe a 6 to 8 hour window where you can go in, and I'll make your test available for each individual, and they can see what questions they got wrong and what the correct answer was. Okay, so that would be like day one. Then you can shrink it when you're done with day one, and you go to day two. It'll have the PowerPoint, it'll have the YouTube video, and then I use film clips in my classes. These are required viewing. This is like a 5-minute clip on Marxism. They are required viewing because what you'll find is that there are questions from the film clips in the exams, so you have to watch them. Let's close day two. We'll go to day three. And then we have our first exam on day three. And when an exam opens, it opens as if let's say the exam is on Wednesday, it'll open up at midnight on Tuesday night, and it'll close at 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday night. That's your 24 hours. Should accommodate any work schedule. Then, of course, your PowerPoint, your YouTube, and in this on this day, you'll see a short film clip with an interview with an Al-Qaeda terrorist. I'll close that down. Let's look at one more day. We'll go to day 4, and it'll have your PowerPoint, your YouTube, and then I've got two videos here that are required reading on that day. I'm going to back it up here real quick to day 1, and you'll see the writing assignment, practical exercise. It shows the value. You would click on this. When you click on this, it'll open and take you to the website where you can download the problem and upload your answers. Okay? All right, let me shrink this real quick. There's another place to locate your test and your writing assignment, and that's over here at Assignments. Going over to this tab on the left, click on Assignments. Give it a second to load, and there we go. Got your exams, so you can access your exams here. It'll have the due dates, etc. And since they open on a certain date, like for example, not available until May 13th, and that's correct. You won't be able to see these exams. They will not be open until the day they are due. And then you can go down here and access your practical exercise. I'm going to click on that real quick. And then here's your instructions. You'll be able to use a file upload. Make sure you use either Word, a PDF file, or rich text format file. And then it'll have a location for you to upload your answer. This is where the assignment is. Follow instructions provided in the attached Global Terrorism Data Assignment document. Students must review the GTD information and practice documents before attempting this assignment. This is the actual assignment. I'm not going to open it, but you will click on this, and then it'll open up for you. You can download it, save it to your computer, work the problem, and then come back to this website and upload your answer. I'm going to go back to our previous. And what this does is it takes you to different assignment documents, okay? And since we're only using the Global Terrorism Database, just follow the instructions I give you in the written assignment. There's not much need for a rubric in this class. I'm going to go back to the home page. And there you go. I'll shrink day 1. And so those are the things. Your grades will show here. I'm not using discussion board in this class. And then, of course, your assignments and the announcements that I put out. I usually try to put out, I'll probably put an announcement out in this class for each week. First day of class, I'll put an announcement out, and then the first day of the second week. So the key now is to get yourself acclimated to using Canvas. I've tried to set up the modules, which are by day, to make it really appear very much like a Blackboard course. This is all I have for this tutorial. I'm going to end the tutorial. If you have any questions, email me anytime, and I'll be glad to get back to you. I don't sit around the computer. It might take a couple hours, but if you send me an email, I will respond as quickly as I get it, and I hope you enjoy the course, and best of luck.